Welcome to Make a Difference with Phil Martelli. He is Phil Martelli. I am Jared Phillips. We are at Neumann Goretti as they prep for a big game tonight coming up against the Prep. Should be a lot of fun in this gym here, but we've got a couple of all-stars in their own right that are going to be joining the show with us. 3 students at Neumann Goretti who are truly making a difference and doing a lot for their communities.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, it's much bigger than a basketball game. I'm delighted to be here. We appreciate everybody here supporting our efforts to make a difference out into our communities. But then I have to salute all of our schools, all of the schools, the administrators, the board of directors, because they've made community service part of the education. And that has to start at the very top. So all of these places that we go and we hear about, not just stars. These young people are superstars because they are making a difference. They're out there helping a person at a time, an organization at a time. And to me, it's education at its finest. There's a lot that can go on in a classroom, and faculties are spectacular. People that get in and lift our young people up educationally is second to none. But the idea that they're taking their education and they're going out into their communities. So they're creating better families, better communities, and better schools. One of the things that we always talk about on Make a Difference is young people are teachers also. And I know that the administrators here are watching their young people, they're learning from the young people, and therefore they're becoming better administrators, which then leads to a better school. The encouragement that all of us can give our young people is take an interest in what they're showing an interest in. That's really going to help keep them going, keep them motivated. And then always, everybody out there, everybody has a talent, right? Please share it. Please share it. Let's make our families better. Let's make our communities better. Let's make our city better. And certainly, Neumann Goretti is a shining example because of the young people that are in the building. So excited to talk to all 3 of them and to hear their path, how they got here, and you know what? Where they're going to take it next.
1,000%. And as much as we can't wait to hear from them, and I'm sure our audience can't wait to either, we do got to get to that Martelli Minute.
The Martelli Minute. Every morning, 6:30, Phil_Martelli on Instagram. And it's just something that comes up. And when I went through today's, I was like, wow, this matches up with a lot of what we're going to talk about with our young superstars here. So the Martelli Minute, brought to you by statussolutions.com, Status Solutions, safety technology, so that our kids can go to school and share and learn and let the community take care of their safety. Statussolutions.com if you want to know more. So here it is. Make selfless part of your DNA. See possibilities. No substitute for grit. Commit to the greater good. How about the stories that we're going to hear today about committing to the greater good? Your actions speak louder and last longer than your words. And then most especially for all of us, cherish every single day. Every single day they walk into this building, cherish it because it'll be gone. But leave your mark. Leave your mark. So the Martelli Minute, Phil_Martelli, 6:30. And you don't even know this. You don't even know this. But we have some bonus coverage of the Martelli Minute. It's coming out Monday.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
Well,
I got to wait and see.
No, I'll share it with you quickly. We don't want to hold up these superstars. The Martelli Minute is going to become a newsletter.
Look at that.
It's coming out on Monday.
There we go.
The Martelli Minute, 3 ways to lead with action, the most recent podcast episode, and then some information about where I've been and what I've been trying to do, where I was at Widener, where I visited Widener, and then a closing thought. Leadership isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. Show up every day. So you didn't even know that was coming.
I didn't. I wish you would have told me that. We got to plug this new newsletter. It's
no question.
That's
Newsletter
got to get in
Monday.
people's inboxes ASAP.
First time on Monday.
Love to see it.
We have to figure out a way for people to send us their email so that we can send it. They asked me for my collection of emails, and that lost me. I was done.
I think we'll handle that. We'll handle that on the back end. That might be above your pay grade.
You take care of that.
We'll work on that.
But let's go. Let's go. Come on. The superstars are waiting.
I'm ready to roll.
You ready?
Yeah.
Well, first, we want to thank the administration and Nick for the invitation to be here on site. These are the ones that really get our juices going. And yeah, there's hoops. Neumann Goretti against the Prep. Neumann Goretti is running through the league from what I understand. And it's one of the demise of the newspaper. I don't have the newspaper in my hand every day so I can study all the scores. But we want it more. When we talked about basketball, we want it more than basketball. And so everybody here was able to get us three of the best who walk through this building, who live and are using their lives as a tribute to their families, their communities, and their schools. Their list of achievements will wear you out. We don't even have time, right? We don't even have time. But what we do have is we're going to give them a voice. So we're going to be delighted to be joined by three superstars, Neumann Goretti superstars. Anthony, Kellsey, and Nicholas are going to join us. We're going to hear their story, and we're going to motivate you. We're going to motivate you. What's this podcast about? Make a difference. I dare you, after you hear these three stories, to say, well, not everybody can make a difference. They're making a difference for all of us. Join them. So we're going to be joined, each of them individually, and we're still going to have like conversation and some prodding questions, like got to find out what playground are they from, from Philadelphia, and are they here from a parish school, or we got to find all those things out. But we have to start. Wait. I don't even know if Nicholas knows this. Nicholas and Anthony are baseball stars here at Neumann Goretti. Do you know that Bo Bichette signed with the Mets today? I'm devastated. I have turned in my fandom. I told you that. I'm going to be a casual fan this year, not a lunatic fan on every pitch.
You're lying.
But Bo Bichette, I was told yesterday by somebody high up, it was done.
I saw a 7-year deal to Philly.
I have no idea. We'll have to ask Nicholas.
Fell through the cracks.
Nicholas, why don't you join us on Make a Difference?
Nicholas, how you doing, man? Just grab that mic in the middle for us.
Hello. And yes, I did see that Bo Bichette signing. I think he's a clown for that, honestly, but it's all right. I can't.
Well, you know what? Don't dime yourself out.
I'm not,
because you're not supposed to have your phone in school. And you had your phone. That's the only way you got the information.
Looking at me like that over there. Look at Mr. Carey back there.
All right, Nicholas.
Yes, sir.
What neighborhood?
I am from South Philly, the heart of. I'm from Packer Park.
Okay.
So I'm like right across the street from the Phillies. I actually watched the Eagles practice from my mom's bedroom. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
And you're here.
I'm here.
Hey,
yes.
Why Neumann Goretti?
Neumann Goretti. So I went to St. Pio from kindergarten to the 2nd grade. I went to St. Mary's from 3rd to 7th. I went back to St. Pio my 8th grade year with him over there. All my friends were here. I wanted to try to play baseball, which was here. I mean, it had everything that I really wanted in my future, and it's everything I really could ask for as of right now.
All right, so you go through the building.
Yes.
You have baseball.
Mm-hmm.
You have academics.
Yes, sir.
But they selected you to be on Make a Difference. Why?
They
What's your
did.
work? What are you doing in the community?
So I founded it's called the Leo's Club. So over the summer, I went to Miss Kane and I wanted to make a difference, basically. So every month we handwrite like these letters. So our first month we wrote 28 letters to troops overseas.
Wow.
Our second month we wrote 26 letters we wrote them to veterans, and then I deliver them to all the veterans in like the veterans hospital. Last month we wrote Christmas cards to kids who are they're in CHOP. Miss Kane handed them in on the 24th of CHOP. So all those kids who have no they have families, but who don't have like other family like outside of the hospital,
Mhm.
that was us. And our project for this month will be writing letters to nuns who are in nursing homes. So that's our project this month. We will write those next week. Yeah.
Here's what I really, really, really appreciate. And words matter.
Yeah.
As you go through life, words really matter.
Mhm.
You know the word that he used that matters the most? We. He didn't say I,
No, I did not.
right? He didn't come in and read his resume to us. It's we. So how many Neumann Goretti students are with you?
We have our list is in the 30s, but our group so far has only been 28. Like there's
Okay.
only been 28 present at one time, but we're in the 30s. I'm pretty sure that's the highest that we have in a club besides the yearbook club. And we started this in September.
Wow.
How are you able to get so many students on board so quickly?
Yeah, so I kind of just put out a text to all my friends and then it just kind of spread here and there. At first I was a little scared, honestly. Like all this stuff is like out of my element. Like I'm a quiet kid. I don't say much, but I don't know. For some reason, it just kind of hit me and clicked. Like this is what I really had to do.
Quiet kid, but he's on a podcast right now.
No,
It
this
seems
is.
like he's doing
I
okay.
promise you, this is not my. This is out of my element for sure.
So you're motivated here by your staff, by Miss Kane.
For sure.
You've talked about Miss Kane.
Uh-huh.
Your staff here.
Yes.
Obviously, your family supports you.
Yeah.
So, are you going to take this far? What are you going to do with it a year from now when you're not at Neumann
So
Goretti?
hopefully, one of the students who's not a senior, they can kind of take over and become the president. So we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go to college at Morici. So hopefully I can kind of just take this and just put it there. I'm not sure how it's going to work. It's not like high school, but we'll see how that goes as well.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing about community service. That's why I started this about our schools, because when they go to college and it's a different world, right? You find your niche, but this is on their resume, just like their grade point average is on their resume. And then taking it to their universities is what's making it. It's making education better. It starts at the high school level and the grade school level, right? It starts at the grade school level. Give back. The we is over the me.
I think that's wonderfully put too, because everybody these days has a good GPA, right? Everybody at Neumann is doing well academically, but it's the emotional
There's
intelligence.
an update.
The emotional intelligence that you display through Elios, I think is really, really impressive. And I think that is something that colleges treasure and look for.
So your family and your school, very, very proud of you. And your community, you've made your community better.
Thanks.
With an idea that you ran with, right?
Yes, sir.
So we always ask our guests this question. Who's made a difference in your life?
Who's made a difference? My mom, and then Father Peter Clark from St. Joe's University. He is part of like the ICB, Institute of Bioethics. He's been an insane person for me. So he has this whole program and it's everything. So there's like these health, they're called like health promoters, right? It goes to like all these different areas. It goes to Kensington. There's like Asian health promoters. And there's like African ones, and you treat all these people for no money whatsoever. It's all free. They walk in, you take like their height, their weight, and then like their BMI. You take like their blood pressure and like their glucose, and you treat them like they're in like the hospital
Wow.
almost at times. It's awesome. I've been so proud because I am in that. And there's people like I went to Kensington last weekend, and there are some people there whose lives are just not really what you would see like in here,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still people, and like
Mm-hmm.
they have like that capacity still to say like I want to get better, and to see them there and to hear like their whole stories, it's like eye-opening for sure. So my mom and then Father Clark.
Okay.
I love Father Clark.
All right. So ready? This is just a piece of advice.
Yeah.
An older guy just talking to a young up and comer. Going to change this city. You did about, I think it was about 120 seconds on Father Clark.
Yeah.
Yo, my man, tell us about mom.
All right.
Yo, come on. I'm bailing you here.
No, I'm
you, know,
sorry.
you know what I mean? Come on.
All right. So my mom has been the person behind this, everything, the club. She was right there with me the whole time since I was 6. Like all my schoolwork, she's always on top of me. She drives me everywhere. Like everything that I need, she's right there for me. She works multiple jobs. She pays for everything. Like I don't have to ask her a single thing. I'm pretty sure my mom's like on the board here too. Like she does a lot.
Wow.
She does more than I know.
Wow. You know what? You've made a difference for all the people watching. So thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for what you will do.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you too.
All right, now, Anthony, another baseball star. Wait till you hear his story. Come on, Anthony.
I think Anthony's a little nervous. That was a good start. It's a really good start.
That was strong, very strong. What's up, guys? But he now, it's like taking the test like 5th period, and 2nd period you go like, yo, what was on the test? He just heard what was on the test.
I got to change all my answers now. I don't know what to say.
We got you. All right, come on now. What neighborhood?
Packer Park, like him, South Philly, born and raised.
Okay.
Local Catholic school. So, yeah.
All right. So, you know the second question you get asked in Philadelphia. After you get asked parish, what do you get asked? What playground? Come on. Come on. It's quicker. It's like a game show.
Probably DV on 17th and Johnson. My place to be.
Yeah.
Parish, St. Richard's, best parish. And I know Mr. Carriage is St. Monica's guy, but St. Richard's on top, baby.
DV, so you probably played weight football at some point in your life.
I never played football. My mom never let me.
No, that's wise choice, believe me. Believe me. All right, why Neumann Goretti?
Well, Neumann Goretti has a very large presence in my family's life. Both my parents went here when it was Neumann and Goretti. My cousins all came here. And when I shadowed in 8th grade, I got to shadow my cousin, and he showed me around, and like Nick said, all our friends came here. It really just felt like a great community to be here. And like I had shadowed at other schools, but nothing compared to when I shadowed here. I felt like this is where I needed to be for the next 4 years of my life.
And how much of that lure was because of the neighborhood?
I would say a good amount, probably. I mean, when you go to see other schools where you don't know people, you feel like you're an outsider and you feel like you don't belong there. And that's the vibe I got at other schools, and I wasn't ready to make that change. But now next year when I go to college, I know that's a big change that's going to come up. You meet people from everywhere. I mean, every state, every city. So that's something that's going to be a big change for me next year. Because I went from a local Catholic school in South Philly to a local high school where I knew everyone, what everyone did, their parents, their grandparents. So, it's going to be a big change for me, but I'm excited for the change.
So you have baseball and you have academics, but really you're here because of your work. So tell us about your work. What are you doing to change the community?
So something I do, I'm a big part of the ambassadors program. I'm the vice president. So when people say, can I come shadow Neumann Goretti? I kind of help them get appointments, how to shadow, show them around the school, and be like, and tell them how great our school is. Because Neumann Goretti is a hidden gem. People think of Neumann Goretti and think, oh, I don't know, it's a little Catholic school in South Philly. But when you walk in through those 11th Street doors, they get a whole new different view of it, especially when they see our student body, our faculty. It's a great environment here. So that's something I do here in Neumann Goretti.
And how long have you done that? How long have you been an ambassador?
I've been an ambassador all 4 years, but since last year, I really geared up and moved up in the rankings of it. I like I'm a part of the podcast of Neumann Goretti. It's called Neumann Goretti Gab. And so that's why it's great being on here. It's like a real podcast. This is great.
The Gab's a real podcast too. Don't sell yourself
Wait
short.
till the end to decide if it's real.
But the ambassador thing last year, I really started getting more shadow kids, showing kids around, and it really became a great passion for me to show kids how great our school is. Because they don't. When you come on the 7th grade visitation, you don't really get a real feel of it, in my opinion. So when you come shadow and you get the real days with us, with students, you get the real feel of the school. And it's also great when you see students that shadowed you here.
Yes, that was where I was going.
That's a great
Come on,
feeling.
man. Come on. Like, what's your success rate?
I mean, I got a pretty good one. I'm not.
No. Pretty good is not a number. I need a number.
I would say probably 80% come here.
80%.
And it does make me feel proud. And it makes all of us in the ambassadors program, every ambassador does our best to get students to come here. So when we do see them eventually come here, it's great to see. And it's a good feeling for us.
And this is a real test, because I would say to you, I would fail this test. But can you remember them when you see them? They come in, so they're here as an 8th grader, right? And they're a little bit timid. Now they walk in as 9th grader. They're still not sure, but you could be a gatekeeper. You could get them in if you just remember their name. Are you able to do that?
I do. I know a few. I had a shadow Luca last year. I had Giovanni, a few kids, and they still come up to me.
A couple Irish kids, huh?
Gotta love them.
Yeah,
I'm Italian, but the Irish are good too, I guess.
So where are you going to school?
Right now I'm not too sure. My top choice is definitely St. Joe's for their pharmacy program. I want to go in the pharmacy and study and be a doctor of pharmacy and go in the research medicines, new medicines. So that's what I want to do. My mom has a autoimmune disease and has been struggling with it almost her whole life. So growing up, watching her take medicines, that really made my passion for medicine come into my life. Right now I work in a pharmacy, so I fill prescriptions. I talk to people to get a real feel of how it is. And it's great. I love pharmacy, and St. Joe's has offered me a great package. So yeah, they're my top choice right now. And it's local, it's close to home.
And what activity here would you take there?
One activity probably I would take is we have a medical device club here that I'm a part of.
Wow.
So I would love to continue taking that into St. Joe's, because it's a really cool club. I get to learn about a lot of things, and it's a lot of fun. And it's really honestly preparing me a lot for college, I gotta say. It's very preparing. Mr. Redinger, who's the moderator, is very great. He tells us a lot about all the medical devices and how we could use them and how I could use them when I'm a pharmacist, not only for doctors and nurses. So I gotta say it's pretty interesting.
All right. Who's made the difference in your life, Anthony?
Not the copy Nick, but my mom.
Okay.
She has always been there for me. She is the best person I will ever know in my life. She definitely motivates me. If I'm not ready to do something, she'll be the push that gets me to do it. Like this morning, I left my house. She said, good luck. And again, at 3:00, I got a text. You got this. You're the best. You'll do great. I know you will. So she is.
See, you kept your phone kept in your locker, right?
Yeah. My phone's in my locker all day.
Nick brought it out, like he dimed himself out. Like,
I can't believe that.
He had an emergency meeting with the Philly Fanatic because we didn't get Bo Bichette.
Oh, I can't believe that.
You kept it in your locker.
Yeah, it was. I had to find out.
It's obvious you're an ambassador.
I had to find out 226 that we didn't get Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, my mom's definitely a big part of my life. And
your mom is a graduate.
Yes, 1992 she graduated.
She graduated from, was it Neumann Goretti then, or was it
Goretti still?
It was still Goretti.
She graduated
from this building.
Yeah. So when we came to Shadow, I gotta say a funny story. She goes, "Aunt, this was my locker my senior year." I'm like, "Mom, I'm trying to listen to the tour guide. I don't even know where your locker was." So yeah, she was telling me all these stories. I'm like, "Shh, the tour guide's talking." So
Wow.
it was pretty funny.
You know what? You've made your mom proud.
I hope I
I'll tell
did.
you that. And you did get it. If you tell her, you can hit her back right now. Say, I got it. I did it.
I got it,
thank
Mom.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It was nice talking to you. It was nice meeting you.
Thank you. All right, Kellsey. Man, I couldn't wait to see you. So I have a question for you. So you walk through these hallways. How many seniors are there at Neumann Goretti?
Let's say like 132.
132.
Think that's the right amount.
Okay.
It's
So when's the
because,
last time you saw Nicholas and Anthony in the hallways?
Well, I have classes with them every day.
Okay.
I have honors anatomy class with
Honors. There you go.
with both of them, and we also have Spanish class. We've had classes together since like freshman year. So
You know, it's a really big deal. You know, it's a really big deal. I'm going to ask you to do this for me when you come back to school after the weekend.
okay.
I want you to say hello to one person that you've never talked to before.
Okay.
There's somebody in your senior class that you haven't talked to. Just say hello to them.
Okay.
You're
I
going to be
got
blown
you.
away by how they respond.
I got you.
Right?
I'll make
Okay.
sure.
All right. Kellsey, superstar. What neighborhood, Kellsey?
Around like McKean Street, 17th and McKean. That's where I am. Like, I've been in South Philly for a really long time. My family's been from South Philly. And I'm always like in like the Broad Street area, like Pretzel Factory.
God, yeah. You know what? I like that. Because they probably should be a sponsor. Wouldn't you think Pretzel Factory would be a sponsor?
Yeah,
Particularly today. We're in South Philly.
I know, right?
Yeah,
And my grandma would love that. She always asked me, she's like, "You want to go over to Pretzel Factory?"
There we go. We appreciate that. With mustard, though.
Yes.
Got to have it with mustard.
Yes.
And what about your grade school? Where'd you go to grade school?
Our Lady of Hope.
And same as we asked the others, why Neumann Goretti for you?
Well, when I was at Our Lady of Hope, there were a lot of seniors. I always talked to the seniors that were not seniors, but the ones that were in 8th grade. And in the aftercare program, when I would talk to them, they're saying, "Oh, I'm going to Neumann Goretti. I'm going to Neumann Goretti." And one of my teachers moved over there, and they're like, "I'm working at Neumann Goretti." And I'm like, "Okay, what is Neumann Goretti all about?" And when they had went over there, I remember I took the exam for Neumann Goretti. I got in, and it was close to home, which was really good because my grandma doesn't really drive that much. And she wanted me to be somewhere that was close in the community and somewhere where she knew that I would feel safe and she knew that I would just have community with me. And so when I came over here to Neumann Goretti, I felt just like at home. It felt like not somewhere like, like in those movies like High School Musical where it's big, you're not going to know anywhere where you're going and stuff. I felt like I was going to get lost or be like all alone. But once I got here and I met everyone and the teachers, it just made me feel like at home, and I was able to, I feel like, learn from my peers. Like I went to a
There you
small
go.
school.
There you go. Say that again.
I
Learn
learned
from my peers.
and I went to a small school, and it was just like I was kind of scared that I was going to be all alone, kind of be like an outsider. But once I got into Neumann Goretti, I kind of like got out of my comfort shell and started greeting people, and I made friends and realized they're just the same like me. They're my peers. We're one together, all Neumann Goretti family, and it was really nice to be able to also see that you're all from South Philly. Like I'm not alone. It's not anybody that's going to make me feel like I'm an outsider. Everybody's here to learn the same thing. We're all here together, different races, different ethnicities, different languages. So I'm always learning. And I feel like that was just great to see the diversity for me.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to speak for Nick and for all of your administration. You just put together their next recruiting video. We don't even have to ask you anything else, and no one here will ever ask you for anything else. You just gave them You just gave them Kellsey's endorsement that they're going to take all over. Now they'll concentrate in South Philly, but they're going to take that all over. You're special. You are really, really special. So you do all these spectacular things, right? You work in PR, obviously, for Neumann Goretti. You work for the pretzel factory. What's your work, though, outside of your schoolwork and your family? What is it that you're doing to change these communities?
Well, I'm involved in yearbook for third editor, and I'm also in the Leo's Club that Nick runs. And along with that, I'm also in the IM program with Miss Sarah Canuso, and she's always like teaching us, bringing in different woman females to help mentor us and help us grow as individual, and teaching us basically before we go out in the world what we want to do, how to get our lives set on the right track so that we're going in this direction that we want to go in and achieve these goals and become these young, empowered individual women who's going to make changes in our community.
Wow. All right, what's your plan for next year?
For next year, going to college, I want to major in like biochemistry or become or health medical sciences because I want to become a dermatologist or cosmic chemist. My aunt is a nurse practitioner, and I really honestly like seeing her. I've been to some of the seminars that she's been at with the different communities, going to churches and seeing her speak. And she kind of really inspires me when I see her, just seeing like another African American female in there working in the medical science field, and just seeing how she's improving all these lives and speaking to these people and making connections with them, not just in the medical way, but knowing their names, knowing their stories, and talking to them and really trying to help them with improving their health, not something where it's like more of a lifestyle, not something like you just have to do it, or
Right.
this is what is written on paper. This is a lifestyle so that you can be better for your family, so you can live a longer life.
And you know what? Your aunt is an example. Real relationships matter. A real relationship is this. What do you know about those you think you know? What do you really know about those that you think you know? And if you don't, if you miss something, then that's not a real relationship. That's the relationship through text or email or something like that. So your aunt is a great teacher. She's not a good teacher. She's a great teacher. And let me guess, if there was a college in South Philly, that's where you would be going to school.
Yes, like LaSalle. She's a graduate from LaSalle, so
That's not that
LaSalle is
far.
one of my top choices.
That's not that far. So
Staying local.
So who's made a difference in your life, Kellsey?
I would have to say my grandma. She is, I don't know, it's just she's someone that I always inspire to be. She's always praying for me. She's reading scriptures with me, praying for me. Like she's the prayer warrior of her family, matriarch. She holds her family together. And when I see her, she's always working hard. Like there's never a time where I'm not seeing her do something for others or doing something for me. Like she inspires me with community service, just like when we're walking in the streets and she goes out and she is, whenever she has money on her, hands it out to the person, or she'll ask them their name, and she'll see them on the street and be like, and remember their name, and I'll be keeping them in prayer and having them on her prayer list and praying for them at night on her knees, talking to God about them. And I just feel like with all that she does for me and just seeing that, I always want to be like her, especially when it comes to faith, which she's instilled in me and helped me to grow closer with God. So I always want to be a prayer warrior, to be that woman that God has created me to be like her.
There is nothing. There's nothing. But I will say this. Anybody out there is having a bad day, or if you're ever having a bad day, archive this. Is that a thing? You can archive these, right? And go back.
Yep, they're online. Everybody
You want to find out why things are going to be all right and they're going to be better than all right? listen to these three young people express themselves and represent, most importantly, their families. Superstars. You made our day. Thank you.
It's so nice meeting you.
Nice to meet you. Holy mackerel.
There's 3 difference makers for you.
Stop. Really, stop. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? 17, 18 years old? That is, whew.
They make me want to build a time machine so I get back and do a lot more than I did in high school. I'll tell you that.
No, don't go back. Don't go back. Really. You know why? Keep the faith, man. And that's where I started this. Our schools are doing so much more than educating them in a classroom, right? With a whiteboard or laptop. No. For young people to have that much presence, it's because of the way they're raised at home and because that the schools are recognizing that we are in partnerships with families. Spectacular. And man, to people at Neumann Goretti that came up with those 3, thank you. You made us look good.
Yeah, we want to thank Nick, Anthony, and Kellsey for joining us, and of course Nick Farrell for setting all this up. A wonderful space here at the John M. Connolly Center for Business and Entrepreneurship. Some of the gracious donors and founding donors here that have been able to make places like this exist and thrive. And
Yes.
students like that have the ability to really go out and make a difference.
And recognizing that really you drop them in the pond and the ripples go out, right? Because we're going to come back next year and there's going to be 3 more and they're going to have been influenced by our 3 guests. Thank them.
Like, I don't know if Nick knew it, but he started that club. He said, I just sent a text out to some friends. Like, that's being a leader.
Yes.
And I don't know. I hope he knows that, because like, you just launched something that hopefully will still exist in Neumann Goretti for a long, long time. And all it was a simple text to some friends.
Well, you have to remember that he's from South Philly, so it's not like it's going to go away. He'll knock on doors to make sure that continues.
It's awesome to be here, and I'm excited to kind of poke my head in and see a little bit of this game tonight. That should be a lot of fun. A really good matchup between 2 excellent high school programs. That should be a lot of fun. And with that being said, I'm wondering,
Friday night in the Catholic League, though, boy, we do have to get an explanation. Like 5:30 starts. Maybe it's because there are no more 9th grade teams, or maybe there's an activity here later tonight. But I'm intrigued to poke my head in, and then when you hear where I'm going, I'll see some more Catholic League a little bit later.
well, I was going to say that the 5:30 start didn't stop anybody. Tickets are sold out. They're banging down the door, emailing, texting, calling.
I had 2
Everybody's trying
guys
to get in
grab me
here.
at the door and say, "Yo, can you get me in?" I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not. I'm here to like podcast. I'm a member of the media.
Yeah.
But we do have to talk to our coaches.
That's exactly right.
Right. So here's for Coach's Corner. I wanted something that would impact families, players, and coaches. So I came up with the idea of film study. Like, for a player out there, do you know how to watch film? And it's worth asking your coach or an older teammate to show you how to watch film. Oftentimes when you watch it, you look at yourself and say, "Oh, I did this or I did that." Do you look at yourself as you're sitting on the bench? What's your body language telling people? So for our players and for our coaches, study yourself, because your body language is telling people how you're feeling. Are you tense? Are you out of control? Occasionally coaches can get out of control. Are you studying your team? Now, I was really bad at that. I didn't know how. I would get over analytical, even when it was good or bad. It was too much. So it is something that you have to learn. Are you going to study your opponents? Are you going to ask your players to study their opponents? And are they looking for tendencies? Are they looking for like a small thing? So when I would watch, I was always looking like out of bounds plays, because that could be a deciding factor. In high school, end of quarters, how do they play the end of the quarter? Is there something they do out of a timeout? You watch it, and you're just not watching the game to be entertained. You're looking for these little pieces, these little nuggets. Right? There's so much now in college. Statistically, you can say, well, this guy's a three-point shooter. He's not a three-point shooter. What's he doing over his last 5 games? You have so much information that it's different for younger levels. But I would really concentrate on the out of bounds, the special situations. What's the situation after a timeout? Right? That's what you really want to study. But when you are watching, whatever level you could be a parent wanting to watch film with your son or daughter. Okay. I ask you this: what's your purpose? What's your purpose in watching it? What's your plan after you've watched it? And then what are your takeaways? Right? What are your takeaways? I do it now when I watch Philip Stevens, a sophomore in high school, and he doesn't play much, but I watch his actions on the bench. And when I speak to him about it, I'll say, yeah, you know what? You weren't engaged on this timeout, or you're looking around. That's not healthy. Because if I'm watching it, your coach is going to see the exact same thing when he watches the film. Coaches, for parents and for players, coaches are watching for those little things to praise and to change. But film study, and there's so much access to film, make sure that you have your purpose, your plan, and your takeaways. Then it becomes worthwhile.
I think it's a fascinating thing to bring up too, because you think about, as a player, when you're in that situation where you're really not getting a lot of burn, kind of end of the bench, but a coach might call a timeout and make an adjustment on an out of bounds play. And if you aren't locked in on that, when your number gets called, you make the wrong play, you're not getting back in that game.
That's exactly right.
So like, if you aren't locked in and not thinking about what your buddies are getting up to later, or what your girlfriend is doing later, like that is vital. But the one thing I wanted to turn on to you is because I think it's very interesting when you talk about film study. What I've been fascinated by, and we've spoken with a few guests who are now in the play-by-play commentary space, the difference between film study from coach to player to commentator.
Way different.
I'm interested to see how much that's changed for you, right?
Yeah, commentator, you just watch, and you're looking for trends, and you're looking for cues that you can bring out, right? As a coach, you're like digging into the weeds, seeing if you can steal a possession. And then as a player, I didn't really have that as a habit as a player, probably because I didn't have one of those big reels where that's when I played. That would be a big reel. But yeah, that's a really strong point about the commentator, because you can sit back and watch, and I like to watch it in real time. So just take me through the game. And if there's something that comes up and I write down, yeah, okay, watch this. After timeouts, they're going to change from their man-to-man to their zone. It's less stressful, because when I was a coach and my experience at Michigan, we would try to break down all 62 plays somebody was running, and you'd be like, well, I missed that. Because you're watching not only the play, but is there a hand signal that coach is using on the sideline? Let me run that back. And then you say a 40-minute game, and it took you 2.5 hours to watch a 40-minute game. Scratch your head sometimes and say, too much is overload for some.
I hear that. Yeah, definitely a lot of work. And
talk about a lot of work.
You've been busy, man.
Wait till you hear this.
Yeah. So we're at Neumann Goretti right now, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
That's just, yes. So where I've been this week is I had a chance to go to the Markwood Luncheon, which was held in Delaware County. Art Hunter and Joe Rabzinski. Joe will be our guest in a February's Make a Difference podcast. But what they're doing, bringing back players, coaches, administrators, and then you walk in the room and Mo Howard's in the room and Michael Arizon's in the room and Don DeJulia's in the room. Joe Rogers is in the room. It's fascinating. Philadelphia basketball, yeah, it sounds big. It's a very small community, and the Markwood Luncheon gives you a chance to make those connections. And then I had a series of NIT calls. I'm on the selection committee for the NIT, and for all 32 leagues, you get a chance to talk to them. Now, I'm in charge of 4, and I'm a secondary in 4. So you talk to these leagues about what's going on in your league, what teams are going to be in the postseason, and you talk about the net. You might talk about the Ken Palm, but those calls have taken up a lot of time. Then I had a chance to go to the Palestra. I was at the Palestra. CBS is doing a story. The Palestra is right now in its 100th year. Okay, it'll culminate next January 2nd. Yale Penn was the first game, and they're starting to do some retrospect video. So I was at the Palestra with Dan Baker, Fran McCaffrey, Fran Dunphy, and myself. Terrific chance to be always in that building. And then for a Philadelphia nut, the other thing that I really enjoyed about that visit was I got to take my car all the way up to the door of the Palestra and park right there. And you'd be like, man, won't be like that for the Catholic League playoffs. Won't be like that going back to see, VCU was to play in that building. But I did get a chance to do that. And then the other thing, then this has really been neat. Young man by the name of Maurice Sessoms played at Delaware. He's a producer, TV producer. And he's been on a series of shows for over the last 5 or 6 years. And his show is finished. So he's taking on this. Think about this. He's going to produce a documentary on John Chaney. And he called me to interview me. And I said, you got the wrong person. And I rattled off a list I said, these are all the people you should get in touch with. You should get in touch with Mike Jensen and Mike Kern and Mo Howard and Nate Blackwell and Mark Macon and Howard Evans and Mike Vrieswick. And I kept going and going and going and going. And now it's almost like become a nightly thing. They'll say to me, hey, I thought of this person. Do you have their phone number? So I'm interested to see how big that project becomes for him. But now where will I go? You mentioned this wonderful setting here at Neumann Goretti, and thank you again to everybody involved. I'm going to head to St. Mary Magdalene for Coaches versus Cancer. They are being run by Elizabeth Jeffries. They have about 20 games. I think there's 3 or 4 tonight. There's 8 or 9 tomorrow, and then 8 or 9 on Sunday. And it's just like our guest. It's these little kids who bought T-shirts or bought socks or shooting free throws and raising money for Coaches versus Cancer. So I'm excited about being there. And then I'll go to another Catholic League venue, Father Judge. Roman Catholic is playing Father Judge. I'll get a chance to spend some time with Philip, who's in town recruiting. Tomorrow, Ocean City High School for their Coaches versus Cancer. Butch Gleason passed away from a battle. He was a classmate of Fran Dunphy's at LaSalle. I would go down to the shore and speak to them. Sunday will be Nebraska, Minnesota prep. I keep waiting. I turn my phone off. Because next Saturday, I have the Nebraska-Minnesota game on Fox. But Nebraska by next Saturday could be one of 2 undefeated teams left in the country. They could be in the top 5 or 6. I don't think like the C guy gets that game. I think like an A guy is going to get that game. And then with all that's going on in Minnesota, I keep scratching my head and saying, but I do have to prep for that game starting on Sunday. Monday, I will go to VCU. They play St. Joe's at VCU on Monday, 3:00 start. But here's what popped into my head. Martin Luther King. So we could change, make a difference to Martin Luther King, because that's exactly what he did and what he continues to do. That was really poignant moment for me. And then I'll stay in Virginia for the collegiate school, playing Trinity, then head home and regroup, because we're going to another high school in about 10 days for a Make a Difference. So I don't want to take you through everything that's going on, but I would be remiss, because by the time we get back together, your aunt, my wife, will celebrate a birthday. I am not allowed to mention the numbers, but I mean, I got to connect with the culture. It's not 6'7" or 41, whatever the heck. I don't even know what any of that means.
I can't believe you're bringing this up. Wow.
But I am not giving out the number, but it will be.
I think it's their 21st.
It's pretty close to 21.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. And then the sports writers dinner, I'll make a difference. I'll make a difference.
You got a full calendar.
The sports writer dinner, most courageous award, is going to.
Not you.
No. Come on. Most courageous. 65 episodes. Who's one of the most courageous involved with sport?
You got to help me. Who?
We've done 2 of them. Juan.
Oh, of course. Okay.
Juan is the most
yeah.
courageous at the Philadelphia Sports Writers.
Is
Have
this
to be there
is
Wednesday.
this a spoiler? Are we allowed to say this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Juan Namnu is going to win
Right.
the most courageous award. Okay, amazing.
Right?
Amazing, yeah.
Earlier in that night, I had to stop at
I
Fred's
wasn't made aware of
Footsteps.
this. Was I supposed to know?
Christine Lobley, who was a guest, right? Fred DeBona may even be a Neumann Goretti grad. Sylvia's and is she on the board? There we go. So Christine, Fred's Footsteps, the Labor Classic. I have a phone call with them. Jimmy Dillon is doing remarkable things with the Labor Classic. And then the rest of that time, I think I'll just retire. I'll be retired.
Yeah, I bet.
Those other times.
I bet. Where do you find the time, man? I don't get it. I can't keep track of it all.
Well, after the 3 young people that we were blessed with today, I'm not doing near enough. I'll amp up my game.
It's inspiring.
It was tremendous. Tremendous.
We want to thank Neumann Goretti for having us
Yes.
today. Once again, an incredible backdrop and 3 incredible difference makers on the show. And we're going to keep that rolling. Our next episode, right back at another school, coming up in just about a week and change. So it's really awesome to get out in the community and hear from these young adults who are truly making a difference, making a change in the community.
Can you imagine their families, their communities, and their school are all better because of their presence?
Amen, man. Amen. Well, if you're looking to make a difference with Phil, head on over to pnjmakeadifference.com. That is where you can get in touch with Phil to tell him your story and hope he can make a difference with you either in the classroom, in the workplace, or on or off the court. We are at Make a Difference Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, at Make a Diff Pod on X. Make a Difference with Phil Martelli on Facebook. If you're watching on YouTube, feel free to like and subscribe. If you were listening on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts, we'd really, really appreciate a 5-star rating. If you're looking for that Martelli Minute, it is at Phil_Martelli on Instagram every morning at 6:30 a.m., sponsored by Status Solutions. Our thanks once again to Neumann Goretti. Should we make a pick for the game tonight?
The game tonight? No, I don't do that.
No. I know where your heart's at, but I don't know if we can
don't-
say it out loud over here.
I don't pick high school games.
I know. I just wanted to.
We have
Put you on
enough
the
of a
spot.
mess in the college. we didn't get into that. I just have to say this.
Here we go.
How in the world could $200,000 being bet on a game, pick the game, in the Southland Conference? Isn't there somebody in charge of like gambling, like a czar that would say, you can't bet that much money on it? Not disrespectful, but
No, I mean, those unusual swings they get flagged all the time. And it just depends on who's in on the take, man. I mean, it's going to go a lot deeper than I think
Yeah.
we even
We're
realize.
going to stay away from that. We're staying
Yeah.
away from picking high school games, but we are go Rams.
Of course, we're Go Rams.